once you've got a setup and approach that you're comfortable with, and it looks the same every time, you can duplicate it every time, you don't have to think about it, and you understand that the football is always going to be on the ground, you never snap out of your hand, the next thing you can start working on is the alignment of your feet. So right here I'm going to have Jacob break out, and I'm going to ask that he lines up very narrow. Okay, and what I mean by that, the width of his feet that you're looking at, he'll go ahead and set up in his stance. And you'll see from that angle right there, his feet are entirely too tight to snap and be comfortable. Something you got to remember as a long snapper, you've got to have a base that's wide enough to let your arms get through, your helmet get through, your shoulder pads get through as much as you can. That's going to help you produce power on the snap. If you're lined up too tight like Jacob is right now, it's not a good position to be in when snapping a football. I'm going to ask that Jacob relaxes, goes back to the 10, he'll hustle in again. This time he'll line up too wide, entirely too wide. All right, go ahead and line up. What you're going to notice in this position is he's very straight-legged, all right? And we'll talk a little bit later about the power positions for a snap and where it comes from. But right here, he's straight-legged, so he's eliminated any leg power. And we'll, like I said, we'll get a little bit deeper later. Another consideration on this for like field goals and PATs is if I'm the guard playing next to him, when I line up, a lot of times we're coached to step down. So if I step down, Jacob snaps, all right, then he comes back up big, all right, and it looks like that. So if he's too wide like this, when I step down, all right, if I can get my arm out of the way, you kind of see we've opened a floodgate right here, maybe in the A-gaps. It might be a little bit of a protection issue right up the middle, all right? So this last time I'm going to have Jacob line up. He'll approach and line up with the correct base, which is going to be wider than his shoulders. He can measure out 3 of his own feet. That works too. That's a real good benchmark rule. All right, and that works for most people. And then in this situation, if he gets down and I'm the guard lined up next to him, and then we step down, Jacob snaps, all right, and he comes back up, we're solid right up the middle, okay? And everybody's always worried about that edge rush, but this is a situation, if he widens out one more time, and when I step down here, maybe we're a little bit weak up the middle. So that's why the alignment of the feet, narrow versus wide, and then the correct posture you saw there on the last one is so important for a long snapper.